we are getting into our final handful of markets here that we are going to be covering, and it's time to look at the opposite side of the ball and discuss some of these defensive props. Now, here to talk us through those is none other than Brett Gibbons. So, Brett, go ahead and take it away.
Defense wins championships. In each of the last 4 Super Bowls, the champions held their opponents to 20 points or fewer. That comes against offenses like the Chiefs and the Bengals. So I'm going to be talking about 2 player props on the defensive side that I really like for Super Bowl 57. First up, Chris Jones. He logged his first postseason sack of his career against the Bengals. In fact, he logged 2 of them. If you look at Caesars Sportsbook, yes, to record a sack, yes is minus 130, no is plus 100. But let's look at his sack opportunities. According to PFF, he recorded a DPR, which is a pressure, a hit, or a sack on the quarterback on 8.3% of his rushes. That's top 10 in the NFL. 18% of those DPR resulted in a sack outright. Now let's look at Jalen Hurts. 31.5 passing attempts. That's his prop. So we can kind of justify that, that's about the opportunity that Chris Jones is going to get to rush the passer. So if you take those numbers, we can expect about 0.47 sack opportunities for Chris Jones. Now, I'm factoring in the Eagles' elite offensive line, which is number 1 per PFF in pass blocking in the entire NFL. So I'm betting no at plus 100. I don't think that Chris Jones is going to record a sack in this game. What would this number have been if he didn't record a sack last game? And you can't really take a 1-game sample and expedite it out for his expectations. So the first one I'm taking is Chris Jones. No sack in Super Bowl 57. I don't think he gets home, and you can get even money for that one. The other one, Hassan Reddick of the Eagles. He's a menace. He's been a menace all year. Extremely good. Led the league in sacks outright. If you're looking at Caesars Sportsbook prop for Hassan Reddick to record a sack, it's yes, minus 170, no, plus 140. I want to talk about alignment really quick before we get into the opportunities. He lined up as what's called a wide 9 against the 49ers. That means he's outside by a couple of yards of the tackle. And if there's a tight end there, he lines up outside the tight end, right? This is to promote a good speed rush. Most of the year, he was lined up at a 7, which is just on the outside shade of the tackle versus most other opponents. But to emphasize the speed rush against maybe a slower tackle, they line him up at a wide 9. He's going up against the Chiefs' Andrew Wiley, who's the number 1 most penalized tackle in football. It's a little bit slower getting off the football. And Hassan Reddick, amazing at jumping the snap count. So I think, he almost looks like he's offsides on a lot of these plays. I think he's going to have a great advantage against Andrew Wiley. Now let's talk about that DPR, those opportunities. According to Pro Football Focus, he has a DPR on 10.9% of his rushes. That is second most in the NFL, just to Micah Parsons. And over 25% of those resulted in sacks. That is by far the most of anybody with the pass rush numbers that Hassan Reddick had this season. And you look at Patrick Mahomes, his pass attempt prop is set at 39.5. We're looking at maybe 40 dropbacks according to the sports books here, which you can deduce about 1.08 sack opportunities for Hassan Reddick. I don't love laying the minus 170 juice. That doesn't really get me all that excited, but I would absolutely bet that he gets at least half a sack. If you can find the number at 0.75, I would absolutely take the over. I would absolutely take the yes on Hassan Reddick to get a sack in Super Bowl 57.